it's those who make that adjustment that seem to be succeeding here today as we get set for the men's now. The men's bronze medal match here in Shanghai. A Frenchman against a Malaysian. And there in the red jersey on the left, Thomas Aubert from France. And on the right, Cheng of Malaysia. The French fans cheering on Thomas Aubert, who beat his fellow Frenchman Gael Prevost 6-4. Also defeated Juan Rodriguez of Spain in a quarterfinal shootout. Lost to Dmitro Rachov of the Ukraine 6-2 in the semis. But has reached this bronze medal match. He's ranked 17th in the world. And he'll be facing Cheng of Malaysia, who made my partner a commentator today. You got to compete against him this week, as did Piotr Novak. Both of those matches going the way of Cheng who did eventually fall to Brady Ellison of the United States in the semifinals 6-2. But you know him very well, having competed against him this week. Tell us about Cheng
Oh, he's a very compassionate competitor. I know that he's a very good shooter. He didn't have a qualification round that he had hoped for, but even though he seeded himself low, he can still shoot when the pressure is on, when it really matters, and he knows what he's doing. So he's not one of those guys you can really take for granted. He's a very, very good shot. And he was a high ranker at the 2008 Olympics, and I mean, we're in for a very good match here.
Chusian won a silver medal with the Malaysian men's team in Shanghai last fall, but we'll start off with the Frenchman Thomas Aubert. Ranked 12th in the world last August, just 24 years old, and that's the way you start a match.
L'engagement, hein, que ça.
Mr. Cheng.
8 points.
Falling behind on the very first arrow.
Propre et active jusqu'au bout. C'est ça.
9 points for Thomas Aubert. That one looked not as lively as his first shot. It kind of looked a little dead, kind of still. And Cheng looks like he's succumbing to that right tendency that we saw in the morning with all the other teams. With his 9 and 8, it's a very good grouping, but Thomas Aubert can lock this one away with another 9. That's an 8.
Opens the door a bit.
It does open the door slightly for Cheng. If Cheng can shoot a 10, then they'll have 1 set point each. Again, it's a race to 6 set points. That's a 9, so Thomas Aubert still takes the first set.
So despite that 8, Aubert are able to survive that, take the first set, and grab the 2 set points and take that 2-0 lead. So Aubert and Cheng coming up in just a few moments. We'll have the gold medal match between Dmitro Rachov of the Ukraine and Brady Ellison of the United States. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. But first things first, we've got the bronze to decide and to settle. And right now, Aubert, by winning that first set, goes up 2-0. We've been talking about the wind all day long, a little bit about like golf. The golfers who can handle the wind and windy conditions, they're the ones who adapt to certain situations and are able to handle those and survive.
Yeah, and we're seeing that here with at this level. I should correct myself on what I said before. Every archer at this level can handle the wind. It's just the archers who can make the adjustments accordingly for the wind quickest at this level. So I'm pretty sure Cheng is going to start shooting in the middle now. He's had 3 arrows to sight in. Okay, yep, I talked too soon. But even though he's got an 8 out right, he's going to be looking to bring it over, and he could do...
Super, Thomas.
Now that was fun, because that didn't look like a good shot by Thomas's face expressions, but it's still a 10. For Cheng, he's got 2 options. Either he can move his sight to the right or just start aiming more left. In this type of wind, I would pick the aiming more left. And there he goes. He's on the left side of the 10 ring now. Aimed a little bit too much, but it's still a step up from the 8.
Making the adjustment, and there's a tough shot right there.
That's a 9.
Yeah, on the line.
On the line, but it's in, and we can still see how much the wind is blowing out there, those flags out there. 10 points. That's on the line. It's in, though.
Allez, Thomas.
However, Thomas Aubert just needs to put an arrow inside the goal, inside the yellow, and he will win this second set.
Solide. 10.
So what happens is they both tied at 27 points, and each archer receives 1 set point.
Vous savez, hein. Là, il faut que tu acceptes. De temps en temps, il peut y avoir un 8.
So 27 all in that second set. They do split the set points. 1 point going to Cheng and the other point going to Thomas Aubert. So the plot thickens a little bit as the score goes to 3-1 right now in favor of Aubert.
C'est parfait.
He's exchanging notes with his coach right now.
Ah oui, ça m'attaque. C'est pour ça qu'il faut que dès que tu
So at least 2 more sets are going to be shot in this match, because in a race to 6, when one of them is an odd number, we have to have 1 more set.
Ouais, mais pas trop exigeant. Sur toi. Regarde.
By the way, we'll be back tomorrow with more of the 2012 Archery World Cup Stage 1 from Shanghai. It'll be the compound competition, where they'll be shooting from 50 meters compared with the 70 meters that you see here today on this field of play. Constructed especially for this competition. There is an 8 high to the left.
Stable là et jusqu'au bout.
And you can see him shaking his head.
Super, ça a 10.
He's really good at laughing off his bad arrows. I've noticed that ever since 2008, and I think he's just overcompensated having that 8. Thomas Aubert's first shot is a 9 asterisk. However, I think it's on the line. Cheng only has 20 seconds to shoot his arrow, so we can see he's got 5 seconds left. 8 points.
Allez, place bien, place
And that was a very rushed shot. Usually you
jusqu'au bout.
get about 30 seconds to
reste
shoot
dessus.
your arrows, but in the finals you're only allowed 20
C'est
seconds
bien,
per
Thomas.
arrow.
Super.
And this can start playing on some people's mind game. They can play mind games on some people, because they'll try to rush their shot, but in actual fact, when they rush it, they tie up and they actually slow their shot down. That's very unfortunate for Cheng with 3 8s. And you can see he's laughing it off, but deep down inside, I know he's very, very
Et on finit le
displeased with
jusqu'au
that.
bout. Ouais, super ça.
Aubert holding up nicely though, and he wins the set, picks up 2 more points, and grabs a 5-1 lead. So he's in good shape, but not out of the woods necessarily yet.
Not yet, but his job for the next set is kind of easier, because he can still tie with Cheng on the next set in the set score and still win. Because of the tie, he will get 1 set point, and because he's already at 5, that'll put him at 6, which gives him the win. If he wins the set outright, then he has a 7-1 victory over Cheng. But if Cheng wins, then the score is going to go to 5-3.
Allez, jusqu'au bout. Hein.
So Aubert can sense it, can smell it. He knows he's close, leading 5-1.
And with a look across the river, it almost looks like there might be a little bit of inclement weather headed our way. So hopefully we can get this match over and done with before we get hit possibly by some rain.
Could make things interesting for the Rachov-Ellison matchup coming up right after this one. Look at the skyline here in Shanghai. Surreal, almost. And there's a great shot by
Solid 10 by
Allez,
Cheng.
Cheng. Propre, solide. Ouais, 9 en bas à droite. Il fait 10.
Again, Thomas Aubert just has to tie with Cheng in this set to win the match. Another 9.
9 à droite. Allez, Tom. Propre jusqu'au bout.
So now it's Thomas Aubert's turn.
And the wind is
Allez, on prend le
definitely
temps.
picking up out there.
10.
It's a 6 or 7.
Il pouvait pas faire grand chose. Hein.
Too
I'll
close
give
to
him a
call.
7
Allez, tout de
unofficially. But
So
now
I
the
think
door is open for Cheng Chuxian.
Our spotters have a better vantage point than we do. And Cheng takes that set, so it is 5-3. This shot for Thomas is just going to be to get his shot back, but it's another 7. He was very surprised by it. Looked like it went off a little bit too early. But again, the conditions out there are starting to get worse.
The wind starting to whip here along Riverside Boulevard as the cargo ships and the barges continue to steam by. We have moved through 4 sets now in this bronze medal match in men's recurve competition. Aubert conferring with his coach after dropping that set. Actually, the first set that he has lost so far today. Took the first set, split the second, won the third set, but Cheng has come back, captured the fourth set, and trails 5-3 as the arrows are retrieved. And we're about to head now to the fifth set. And if Cheng is able to win this one, we're all tied up.
Tie break, yep. But if we tie on this set, if they tie in raw score, then Aubert still wins. However, if Aubert wins the set outright, then he does win the match. For Cheng.
Solide devant, du rythme jusqu'au bout. 8 en haut.
8 points.
Allez, Tom.
Could this match be slipping away from Aubert?
It's hard to tell because the weather is getting really rough out there. Another 9. If Thomas can shoot a 10, this would be ideal for him. Very, very ideal.
Tu l'accompagnes jusqu'au bout, Thomas. Ouais, 9 à 9.
Instead, it's a 9. And a 10 here.
Will clinch the set for Cheng. There's a 10.
There it is.
We are going to a tie-breaking arrow.
Allez, Thomas.
Your pal, Hugh McDonald, would be very happy about that.
He would be. He loves tie breaks.
Lives for them. So it's 28-26. Cheng has won back-to-back sets and has gotten himself back into the match. And you can't say enough about that. It shows the competitor in him and how he didn't give up when he was down 5-1.
Yeah, and you can never give up, especially in set play. It's always up for grabs. And this is a very good case of how an archer can succeed in getting a tiebreak, at least from coming back from a 4 set point deficit.
So it's time for the shootout now. One arrow to decide everything. Closest to the center.
One arrow closest to the center. There is a chance that the targets might have needed some changing. I'm not sure.
Got the fans on the edge of their seat right now.
They are. And the targets are getting changed, so there's going to be fresh new faces up there. So if it comes close, they will be measuring the arrow closest to the center.
As we were looking at the American team in that front row at the bottom of the picture was Rio Wild and Roger Willett Jr. We'll see Rio tomorrow in the gold medal match, the compound competition. He's enjoying the holiday here today and hoping he doesn't have to shoot under these conditions tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's kind of a normal scene to see Rio Wild in the gold medal match.
So here we go, the shootout. One and done. Closest to the center. Aubert with an 8, and you can hear the crowd groan.
That is kind of an open door for your competitor. If he just hits the yellow, this match is his. That's an 8. So I think we will be measuring.
Get out your rulers.
Well, the judges will have calipers down there, and we're going to have to keep a close eye on the judges down range to find out who actually is closer. If it's actually equal, we will see a second shootout arrow, and those can be rare. It's not impossible because I have seen it done before, but to have it go to a second tiebreak arrow here, you see the judges measuring with the caliper.
How remarkable would it be if it came down to the exact same centimeter?
It wouldn't be unheard of, but it would be very remarkable, and I think that this does make it very exciting.
I've never had more fun watching people measure things. No, this is suspenseful.
This keeps you very on the edge of your seat in the sport of archery.
What were they saying about a game of inches? Game of centimeters.
Game of centimeters. This could be a game of millimeters.
Millimeters.
Now. But I think it looks like, let's see where the judge's hand goes. If he raises his...
Here comes the decision.
Cheng wins the bronze medal.
Wow. Wow. What a comeback for Cheng, who you competed against this week, and he's gone on now to win the bronze medal in the men's recurve.
And it always feels nice to lose to somebody who eventually got a medal, so I don't feel as bad as I did before now.
You helped him get to this point.
I did. I was a contributing factor to him getting his bronze medal.
And for Thomas Aubert, it's a tough moment right now. He had this match in the palm of his hands. 5-1, he was leading after the third set, but again, a great example and a great lesson for young archers out there. As boys, you can see the water really being whipped by the wind right now.
And all of our sponsor flags are showing us the exact direction of this wind too, so it does show us a tailwind, and it's a very hard wind to shoot in. This is extremely difficult shooting conditions.
But to complete that thought, you never, 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 ever, ever give up.
No, you never.
Especially in this format with the sets where you can come back.